Hello and welcome. This is a short and sweet flow. So let's begin. Let's just come down into a child's pose. So make your way down as long as that feels appropriate for your knees. Let's go ahead and come down to a nice child's pose. Go ahead and stack one hand on top of the other and allow your forehead to rest. And feel yourself just really settling in here. Be firmly planted and let your spirit rise up. So feel rooted down. Every pose is built from the ground up. Whatever part of your body is in contact with the earth is your source of stability. So feel stable here. Child's pose is a quintessential pose of the root chakra, or that grounding, stability energy center. Allow the breath to begin to blossom from this sense of stability. As you feel grounded, allow the breath to travel. Feel the breath into the circumference of your ribs, the front ribs, the side ribs, and the back ribs all expand. Breath in through the nostrils, breath out through the nostrils. We breathe in, we feel lighter, expansive. We breathe out, we find that release. We feel grounded and stable. Feel this juxtaposition between this feeling of feeling expansive and light and the feeling of being grounded and stable. Take one more round of breath from your child's pose. And with your next inhalation, just start to make your way up. Come into tabletop position. Firm your front ribs in towards the spine. Draw your lower abdomen in. Instead of just sinking down into the floor, claw the mat a little and press the floor away from you. Feel this, once again, that juxtaposition between feeling really grounded and stable and feeling light and rising up. Extend your right leg straight out behind you, flexing the foot. Pivot those toes down. Nice and level. Check in that you're not overarching the lower back here. You haven't collapsed. And if you feel comfortable with the action, lift that left hand forward. Pause here. Once again, feeling grounded and stable. Check in with the breath that it hasn't been affected by this change of movement or position. One more breath. And as you exhale, release down. Take a moment, enjoy this feeling of being connected through the hands and the legs. And then extend that left leg up behind you. Flex the foot and pivot those toes down. Draw the front body in, feel engaged. And then reach the right fingertips forward. Stay with the steady breath. One more round of breath here. And exhale and release it down. Now take your right foot and kick it back behind you. Roll open. Bring your hips and pelvis forward a little so you have maneuverability room. We can lean back without losing that balance. You could stay here, or if you want to try, lift that left leg up, flex the foot, and then reaching the left hand up towards the ceiling. See if you can find stability even here. Take one more round of breath, and then release it down. Kick that left foot back, roll yourself open, lift that right leg up, flexing the foot, and reach the right hand up. See if you can find your stability here. And then slowly release back down. Curl your toes under and let's rise up into a downward facing dog. So take a moment and just start to paddle out that dog. So you start to create a little more stability here. And when you're ready, keep driving those hips back. Weight moves back into the hips. And then allow that energy to move down through the backs of the legs towards the heels. They don't necessarily have to touch the mat, but we still feel that grounding action moving back into those legs and feet. Take one more breath here, and then start to walk your hands back to meet your feet at the back of your mat. Keep a micro bend in the knees as we lift those sits bones towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift your heart. As the heart lifts, maintain that grounding sensation through the feet and exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the heart, add the arms and rise to stand. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Release the hands and take a moment and feel how grounded you may feel through all four corners of the feet. Then see if you can lift your toes off the mat, just the toes. I refer to it as Barbie toes. We call them floating, very active feet. Look down. Notice if your feet supination or if they tend to roll in that pronation. Do your best to distribute the weight equally through all four corners of the feet and then release those toes down without that feeling of gripping. Bring your hands to your hips. Let your gaze travel forward. Maybe find something in front of you that you can gaze at, which is referred to as our drishti point. So see if you can find that and then start to rise up onto the tippy toes. You might feel that your heels or ankles want to drift apart. So hug them towards midline energetically. And then slowly release those heels back down to your mat. And we're going to do that a few times. We're going to rise up, pause, and release back down. And one more time, we're going to rise up and pause. Creating stability and release back down. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, flow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, elevate the heart, long spine. Exhale, flow back down and start to walk your hands forward. We're going to go all the way into a plank position. Now here, press the floor away. Find that yin-yang, that balance between feeling rooted and stable and grounded and feeling that lifting up and lightness. Take one more round of breath here and then press back to down dog. Inhale your right leg up. As that right leg lifts, make sure you feel grounded through both hands and through that left foot. Draw your right foot through and come into a lunge. Release your left knee down. Walk your way up onto that right thigh. So we're going to do a little isometric work here. Imagine that you're pulling your right heel back. So try to pull your right heel isometrically back. At the same time, try to pull your left knee forward. So it's the scissoring action between the legs. Nothing is actually moving in space, but the energetic effect is very strong. Keep it up and relax it. Bring your hands down, lift that left knee, step back to dog. Inhale, as the left leg rises, feel grounded through the rest of the body that's actually coming into contact with the floor. And then step that left foot through. Release the right knee down. Rise up. And once again, start to pull your left heel back as you try to draw that right knee forward. So every pose is built from the ground up. Whatever part of your body is in contact with the earth is your source of stability. Don't give up on me yet. Take a breath in and release down. Lift that right hand. Now this time, step forward into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Inhale, elevate your heart. Exhale and fold. Inhale, elevate the heart, add the arms, and rise up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Breathe here and feel this balance. Release the hands. If you're looking at the screen and the whole room looks like it's tilted, it is not because we've suddenly tilted on the axis of this whole of my foundation here at the house. My camera decided to just on its own tilt a little. So if it seems a little weird to you, it's not you, it's my camera. All right. 3 rounds of half sun salutation or Ardha Surya Namaskar. And I'm going to switch them up each time. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, rise to stand. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Now lift your heart up into your hands. Inhale, maintain this lift as we release the hands down by our side. Round 2, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Now bend your left knee. Inhale, begin to revolve open to the right. Maybe those right fingertips lift to the ceiling if it doesn't bother that shoulder joint. Inhale here. Exhale, fold forward over 2 straight legs again. Bend your right knee. Lift your heart and inhale, begin to revolve to the left. Inhale here. Exhale, fold over 2 straight legs. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your heart, add your arms, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, feel the lift. Exhale, release the hands. Last round, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Root down through your left foot and see if you can lift your right leg out to the right. Now it may only lift a little bit or come further up. Try not to let it drift back behind you. Bring it so that it's parallel with your hips. One more breath, and then exhale, release that right foot down. Root down through the right foot. Lift your left leg up. Breathe here. And then release it down. Inhale, lift your heart, add your arms, rise to stand. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, release your hands. Now shake that out a little bit. So we can feel how important it is to find that stability, to feel that rooting action. Let's work on a little more balance here. I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see where I'm going with this. Bring your hands to your hips. Root down through your right foot as you lift that left knee up. Now flex the foot like you're getting ready to step onto a really high bench. Drop your left sits bone a little. Lift your chest. So pause here. Now we're going to take this left leg and we're going to bring it back. I'm not extending it straight. I'm going to hinge forward. You could stop here or you could tap your mat. Then we're going to rise back up, lift that knee. Whoa! All right, we're going to do it again. Take it back, tap down, rise it back up. One more time like that. Take it back, tap, and rise it back up. Now hold it here. Begin to extend that left heel forward. Reach your arms up to the ceiling. Feel rooted through that right foot. And then release everything back down and find that stability. Shake that out. Let's do that on the second side. Hands to your hips. Use your hands to really feel like you're rooting from the hips down through the feet. And then from the hips up, we're finding that rise. Press down to your left foot, lift your right knee up. Drop the right sits bone a little and flex the foot. Stand firm and strong. Now take that right leg back, hinge forward, maybe tap, and rise back up. 2 more times like that. Take it back, tap, and whoa, rise up. 1 more time. Take it down, tap it, lift yourself up, and pause. Extend your right heel forward. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands to your heart. Release it down and shake that out. Oh, so good job. We're going to do 3 rounds of Sun Salutation A or Surya Namaskar. This is our classical sun salutation that we do a lot. You might see a lot. What I want you to try to do is not disengage your hands throughout your sun salutation. So we align ourselves correctly so that as we move, we're not losing energy by shifting our hands around. All right? So follow me. We'll see if we can do this together. Find mountain pose at the top of your mat. Feel rooted and stable. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, flow forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Now, as we step back to plank, we're going to root those hands, and they're no longer going to move. They're going to support us. Imagine they're set in cement. Rock yourself forward so your shoulders come beyond the wrists. You can lower the knees to modify if you'd like. As we lower down, our hands are in this perfect position on either side of our chest. Shoulders roll back, elbows are hugging in. Inhale, peel yourself up into your version of cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back down dog without moving those hands. Breathing in and out. Now gaze forward, step, walk, or lightly jump. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your heart, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, lift the heart up into the hands. Maintain that lifting action as the hands release. Round 2. Inhale up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Now as we step back plank, the hands find their purchase here. Breathe in, rock forward, exhale, lower. Inhale, curl up, cobra. Exhale, press back, down dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Gaze forward, make your transition. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Samasthiti or equal balance. Last round. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plank. Breathe in, rock forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Take one more round of breath here. Inhale, that right leg up behind you, keeping your hips level, arms strong. Exhale, step the right foot through. Find that lunge. Now float those fingers up off the mat. Hug your right hip back and draw the center of your chest forward. Root down and then slowly start to rise up. Make a little adjustment in your pelvis. So tilt the tail down, allowing the front of the pelvis to lift slightly. So our hips and pelvis drop into neutral. Breathe in here. Now spin your left heel down. Open up into warrior two. Stay strong and firm through those legs. Breathe. Release your left hand down to your hip. Look down to your right big toe. Reach forward outside that pinky toe. Shift forward. And begin to rise up into half moon. So firm first. Wrap your right sits bone under and reach that left arm up. Ardha Chandrasana or half moon pose. Take one more breath. Release that left foot down next to the right. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, step back, plank. Breathe in. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, back down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Now firm the legs, hug the left hip back, and float those fingertips off the mat. Think of a long spine here. Breathe in, and then as we root, we begin to rise. Make that a little adjustment here. Tilt the tail down slightly. So the pubic bone, those frontal hip bones rise slightly. Breathe. Rotate that or pivot that right heel down. Open up into warrior two. Left foot forward. Bring your right hand to your hip. Look down at the left big toe. We're going to touch down. Slide forward if you'd like. Establish stability here by pressing that left foot into the floor. And we rise that right leg up. Wrap your left buttocks under. Reach up. Take one more breath here. Release your right hand down. Release your right leg down. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release down to your knees and find child's pose. So we began here. Feel rooted here, grounded. Just a couple more rounds of breath. Next inhale lifts you to table. Curl your toes and press back to dog. Inhale your right leg up. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Aim your right knee just outside your right wrist as we move into pigeon pose. Setting the left knee down. And then slide that left foot back and press through those back toes, reaching through the left toes. Notice if your foot is angling in, those toes are angling in and it's sickling that ankle. Try to straighten it. Revolve your chest, your shoulders towards the front of your mat. Now, if this does not work for your knee, whether it's your right or left knee, you're welcome to lie on your back and take that figure 4 pose instead. If you'd like to make your way down to your forearms, you can. But energetically, keep reaching out through the left toes. Press the forearms down into the mat and try to draw the center of your heart, your sternum forward to create length in this pose. We do our best not to let that right hip drape down towards the floor. Try to keep your sacrum as level as possible. We've seen those advertisements, the scalding hot tea. So just imagine that you've got a little teacup resting on your sacrum. And you don't want to spill that tea, or maybe yours is a glass of wine. Take one more breath here. Start to walk up. Take a seat on that right hip and take that opportunity to sweep that left leg out in front of you. Activate that left foot so it's very active here. Long spine. If you've got lumbar disc issues, you might choose to stay upright, maintaining a natural curve in the lumbar spine. Otherwise, if you're going to fold forward and move into Janusirshasana, breathe in here, long spine. Start to hinge at the hip creases and fold as much as you can over that left leg. Hands can remain on either side of the leg for support, or you can reach forward. If you're a little more flexible, take your left fingers and circle your right wrist. And then gently draw that right arm forward a little. Same steady breath here. And then to come out of the pose, lift the gaze. Find that long spine as we rise up. Cross your ankles, shift forward, and step back to your dog position. Lift your left leg up. Bring the knee into the chest. Look towards your left wrist and see if you can aim for outside that left wrist. Move that right leg back. Point the toes. Check in that ankle isn't sickling on you. Then check in that you didn't allow that left hip to drape. Keep that sacrum as level as possible. Make your way down if that's where you're wanting to go today. Energetically reach out through the right toes. Press the forearms down into the mat and draw the sternum forward, creating length in this posture. And then begin to make your way up. Take a seat on that left hip as you sweep that right leg around in front. Very active right foot. Inhale, create length in your posture. And on your exhale, take that length down with you. If you're going for that bind, wrap your right fingers around your left wrist and draw a little more length into that left side body. And then inhale, lift your gaze, long spine, rise up, and extend that left leg straight. Take a little shake here. Press through the mounds of the big toes. If we do not create this active feet here, what happens is your feet naturally default, which means they're going to naturally kind of roll open, all right? That doesn't do a lot for muscular engagement or to tighten the muscles around the kneecap to help protect the knees, as well as it doesn't give us as equal of a stretch between the inner and outer thigh. So press through the big toe mounds. Keep your feet as even as possible so we get a more equal stretch between inner and outer thigh. Inhale here. Once again, you might choose to stay here if you're experiencing any low back discomfort, or begin to take this length down with you. Paschimottanasana. Take one more round of breath from here. Lift your gaze, look towards your toes, long spine, and hinge your way back up. Then scoot forward, lower down onto your backs, extend the legs out. Let the feet default open, the hands just for a moment. Don't get too comfortable yet. We're almost there. Just a little mini Shavasana to reset. This not only resets the physical body, but it helps to reset the nervous system. And then hug that right knee into your chest and guide the right knee across the body into an easy twist, reaching the right arm out, keeping that right shoulder anchored down. Let your gaze drop towards that right shoulder. And then slowly make your way out of it. Come back to neutral. Hug your left knee in. Make your way into your twist. And then make your way back out. Extend the legs. We're going to do 3 rounds of Tadaka Mudra. A mudra is a hand position, or it can be a body position as well. All right. This is going to help work on our spine and work on the respiratory system, because we're going to do a pause, a kumbhaka, where we hold the breath out. The breath is expelled. And what we're going to do on the exhalation, once all the breath is expelled from the body, we draw the belly in and tuck it under, like you're hollowing out that belly, tucking that belly up under those ribs. And this is on no breath. If you're pregnant or have hiatal hernia, or there's any other reason why you shouldn't be pausing that breath, that suspension of breath, then don't do that. Just stay here with nice, easy breaths. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, interlace your fingers, and spin your palms to face the wall behind you. Take your feet about inner hip distance apart and flex the feet, maintaining connection, the heels to the mat, so you feel grounded. Now take a deep breath in and expand the body with that breath. Let out all the air. Draw your belly in and up. Now soften your belly and take another breath in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. Belly in and up. Soften your belly, last round. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, release. Belly in and up. Soften the belly, breathe in. On your exhale, hug both knees to your chest. Little love here. Extend the legs out. And now make your way into your final Shavasana. Just feel the body beginning to release. We spent this practice together working on feeling stable and grounded. So take this opportunity as the body is stretched out and relaxed on the floor to really feel grounded. Allow the body to take on this sense of heaviness, of density. Feel as if the body itself is releasing or melting into the mat. Allow the legs and feet to become heavy and relaxed. Allow the arms and hands to become heavy and relaxed. Even relax the skull. And from this sense of weight, density through the body, imagine that the organ of the brain itself is becoming lighter, relaxed. Imagine your heart space is becoming lighter. We find this balance or this juxtaposition between these opposites. And through this, we seek that balance. Once you start to root on your yoga mat, you'll begin to see how the practice naturally transfers to the rest of your life as well. It's difficult to get things done effectively when we're scattered all over the place. Stay here as long as you need or want. Enjoying this feeling of stability, of the strength that you have cultivated. Enjoy the sense of peace and calmness through this strength, through this stability. I thank you for sharing your time in this practice, for sharing my space. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.